There. That might not be efficient, but I like to keep the power lines outside of buildings, especially if they burst into flames. You know, then I'm not worried about all my stuff. Additionally, power lines look ugly. If you check the beauty meter, well, they're not really that bad here. Actually showing up as 1. It's actually showing up as not as ugly as some of the surrounding area. When they're in a person's room, they actually contribute a negative effect to the beautiness. Wow, I just said beautiness. I'm so sorry. All right, well let's turn that back off. It's hideous. And he is going to go ahead and finish building these power lines, which is great. I will have to put a battery in, and I think I can probably squeeze a battery into my workshop. Just one for now ought to do. And that'll... Oh, my pet Deep just killed and ate a squirrel. Good for you, buddy. I should train this. Maybe not right now. Obedience and release. That'll let me keep him near me when it's combat time. I can release him and he'll chase the guy down, kill him. I'd love to get him able to do stuff like hauling, but that'll take a lot of time and a lot of food, which I don't really have right now. Speaking of which, I think now would be a good time to explain how priorities work. Right now, manual priorities are not set, sorry, and I have him DZ scheduled to do everything. But if I want to set manual priorities, I can pick what's really important, such as firefighting. If there's a fire breakout in my camp, I want to put that out as soon as possible. These slightly lighter colored ones are the ones that Doctrzombie is good at, so if you hover over it, it'll tell you that, you know, average of relevant skills, 10 out of 20. That means he's pretty good at that, and he'll do it better and faster. I want construction to be a high priority, with repair as a second high priority. Growing, mining, and plant cutting are all important. Plant cutting being cutting down trees as well as harvesting. Speaking of growing and mining, growing is the one I'm thinking of. I should build some growing zones, and I think I'm going to build them in this little courtyard. Little ones. I don't need anything too extravagant right now because it's just the one person, but I want 3 little zones. One of them will grow potatoes. That's a nice food staple. We'll also do cotton, and we'll do hops. Actually, I think 3x3s. I mean, they're tiny. Let's make them rows. 9, 10. 10 high. That'll be more than enough of all these things. The potatoes I probably won't even need anywhere near that much, but the cotton and the hops, they can be really useful in greater numbers, especially the cotton. And everybody knows what hops are for. I'm going to be drinking. That's right, Doctrzombie needs to get his alcohol for fucked up Fridays. I gotta put a door in that building. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. I remember now. I didn't want to put a door there unless it was made of wood. So let's order Doctrzombie to cut down some additional trees, especially these ones in my building. Alright, we're eating another meal. We're down to 36. Still nowhere near to be worried about. Those both messed up. Let's fix that. What I want to do is extend the ones that's already there. And to do that, I should start inside it and drag up. That literally didn't work. Expand stockpile zone 3. No. Nope. I know what I'm doing. Growing zone. Much better. That one didn't work. This one worked. This one did not. Growing zone. There. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sure I mess it up, and you guys can complain in the comments. Alright, he's building the roof. That's important. That means there's nothing left to build. Roofs are usually classified as the least important, even though they can be pretty important. Indoors, outdoors, and that means it is fully roofed? No, it did not. Alright, should be good now. Okay, excellent. I can see where he'll try to build roofs by checking that, so I can automatically It'll automatically do any that become an indoor spot, 4 walls and a door. Or I can set it to be roofed, and he'll go ahead and start building it. The reason he's not finishing the walls is obviously because I've run out of wood, and he considers other things to be a higher priority. He's been picking berries. They're not refrigerated. They'll spoil in 13 days, which is actually a pretty long time in RimWorld, so I'm not too worried about that. Looks like he's going to start planting the hops. Doctrzombie's getting right down to making beer. He is all about those hops. But actually, that's not what I want him to do. I don't want him to be growing stuff. I'd rather he be cutting plants. So I'm going to lower his growing priority down to 3, which will tell him to go and cut down the trees instead. Let's speed things up a bit. There we go. It's nighttime. Alright, so what did we accomplish? We almost have the mess hall up and running. We've got a little additional wood now, so I can go ahead and set that wood door while he's sleeping. And we're going to want to put a small table in the mess hall. I'll put it up against the wall for now, because I don't expect to need that many seats. And I'll put 2 chairs in there, just in case sometime in the future Doctrzombie has a friend. Wow. In the game! God, guys. You're such dicks. Let's put a dumping zone over here for all the stuff that we don't want. And let's make sure, this is a pro tip for you guys who play this game. If you want to make sure that they always store corpses in the freezer, make sure the dumping zone has corpses disabled. I'll usually turn on mechanoid corpses because they don't seem to bother anybody, and there's really nothing I can do with them. But human corpses go in graves, otherwise people start getting sad seeing them. Speaking of graves, I should maybe dig 2. Just in case I get raided. It'll happen eventually. In fact, if you look over here, it tells me what's going on. It says, you need defenses, you've been here for some time, pirate raids will start soon. You need a research project, and you need a meal source. I'm not worried about the meal source right now, but I do need, what was that thing you're talking about? Security, and also a research project. Let's pick the research project. A lot of possibilities here. Stone cutting is the quickest and easiest. Pemicin helps me to create a food source that doesn't go bad. That shouldn't be a problem because I have a nice cooler. Devil Strand is a really good, useful mushroom that I can turn into clothing and other, cloth-based stuff. Drugs. Brewing. That sounds good. Let's work on brewing first. Alright. Well, Doctrzombie is definitely as concerned as the game tells him to be about raids. And I don't really have any steel left, so I'm just going to build a wooden wall there. And I'm going to start building my front gate here. Now I want it to be 3 wide path, and I'll explain that probably in a future episode, why I want at least 3 there. Oh, this wild boar is dead for some weird reason. Something must have killed it, probably the bear. The fact that I'm out of steel is a problem, and I'm going to want to mine this pile of steel up. Yeah, that should give me a good amount. And DZ is going to eat, and finally, for the first time at his new home, he's going to eat at a table. That'll keep him nice and happy, or at least it won't make him unhappy. But he does want a lamp, otherwise he'll be complaining about the darkness. Slept in the cold. That's a problem. Ate without table, slept in the cold, and feeling terrible for no apparent reason. Okay, it's cold out. It's only 75 degrees outside now. It probably went down during the night. And the best way to fix that is to put a heater in his bedroom. But I don't just want a heater in the bedroom. I also want to make sure there's a cooler there. They will only run at certain temperatures. Like I have this one set to keep running until the target temperature is 10 degrees. Well, it's 14 in here, so it's going to keep running as hard as it can. But I can set the heater the same way, and I can just make this a normal air conditioner and try to keep it at a comfortable temperature. Now, comfortable for me is 60 degrees. I don't know what it's going to be default set to. Probably like 70, 75 for the game. And I'll just leave it at default. It'll default to what they consider to be a comfortable sleeping temperature. Alright, Dr. Zombie's building the gate. But that's not going to be where I put my main effort in fighting. My main effort's going to be at this little choke point. I'm going to put sandbags in a formation like that, and I will at some point put a turret here. Now that's going to cost me a lot of steel, which I don't currently have, and more importantly it's going to require that I run a power cable up there. I actually think what I'll do... wind turbine. I think I'll create a new generator up there and link the generator directly to the turret. So as long as the wind turbine's running, the turret will be supplied with power. Okay, let me take a look at the situation here. Visitor! That's excellent. A weaver from Circa Galaga is visiting the colony. Banista Salamander Rego. He seems to have a few items for trade. That's the important part, is I might be able to trade something important with him. Sell something I brought with me that I'm not going to need right now, and buy something that I really want. Alright, front gate's done. Dr. Zombie, actually I'm going to reassign you directly to prioritize mining, because I really need that steel soon. Alright, he's digging up. That visitor will show up eventually. If I zoom out, I can probably find him. Not down here. Must be up top. Oh, that's me. Here he is. Salamander. It's going to be late soon. Oh, Dr. Zombie dug a little bit, not even finished, and then went to cut the tree, and then went back. That's what happens if you don't set priorities correctly and try to do everything manually. Alright, sandbags are going up. That's going to help. Now I can hide behind the sandbags and shoot people with my charge rifle when they come in the front gate. Now obviously they could come in through the bottom. I'll have to come up with a different plan, but for now I'm hoping they come in through the top. If not, I'll have to take up some sort of position maybe behind these rocks. That'll give me some kind of cover. Alright, let's I think Dr. Zombie's heading to bed. Before you go to bed, let's talk to Salamander. I don't want him to get away without trading with us. Alright, what's he got? Pemicin, which is that preserved mixture of plant and fat food. Plant food and fat. He will buy my components, but I really want to keep my components. And he can sell me a parka. Now, I do believe that I'm not wearing anything except pants. So a parka might be really nice. Stays warm even in the cold temperatures. I've got 2,000. It's a superior parka. I think I'll buy it. It might be worthless in the long run, but for now, I think Dr. Zombie will appreciate... Whoa. Don't go to sleep yet. Dr. Zombie will appreciate having some warm clothes. People get sad when they're naked. He has pants, so he's not considered naked because he's a guy. But the parka will help keep him warm, and look at this. Nothing bad is happening. Everything's good. I feel great because I got a new parka. I ate a fine meal. I'm comfortable in my cozy bed, which is poor quality. But things are looking up, and I think that's where we'll end it for tonight. And if you guys are enjoying the series, leave a like and come back next week, or, you know, whenever I upload the next episode, when we will do more of RimWorld Solo Survival with Doctor Zombie.